So spicy. So spicy, so spicy. Want me to make you disappointed quick? What a way to start. Sure. I'm okay. So spicy, so spicy, so spicy. So if you're wondering why the stream is like maybe 20 minutes late, well, one, I was in the bathroom, and then two, I was editing the layout to the DS thing. And Sly, you did have somewhat of a part in this for how I set it up. Just I'm selling myself out real quick. Just give me a minute. I'm eating unseasoned sunny sides. I don't know what that is. Also, sorry I didn't come on my birthday. When was your birthday again? I didn't sleep the day before because I was excited for John Wick 4 and it did not let me yawn a single moment. Was it the 28th? 27th, basically Thursday. Oh, I was like, what? Yeah, the 27th. Well, happy belated birthday, Sly. I was streaming Final Fantasy. You were not there that day? I felt like you were. Unless I'm tripping. I know Pathos was there. Sorry, I'm like trying to sum myself out. No, but I slept for 13 hours. You slept for 13 hours. Came back home at 12 a.m. and knocked out cold. Felt that on a personal level. Twitch.tv/Weeaboo _run. Sell myself out. Put the link right there. There you go. Alright. Excuse me. Hold up. And now we open up the Twitch app on my phone and put my phone to charge because I don't want to fucking dying. Put that live. Okay. Okay. And where's my water? Over here. Ah, shit. There you go. Okay, my water's next to me, sort of. Here's that. Just give me a second here to figure the fuck what I'm doing. I thought I closed this thing, but I fucking didn't. Yeah. Okay, that says I'm live. Good shite. Let me edit, or not edit, but like reposition my character a little bit more. Ah. I'm gonna be staring at the screen when I'm reading, so it's like, okay. Okay, get that out the way. Alrighty, I think we should be able to start now. Let me just put this. As you can see here, the new layout. Sort of. So the chat will still be behind me, but it's gonna be like small like chat box. It's like if you chat right now, it's gonna be appearing out above my head, and then it's gonna keep going. So I still don't know what I want to do with the chat box yet. You did give me this idea though, Sly. So I will give you credit to where credit is due from the the imagery post you did on my Discord. So I will give you the credit for this. And right now, I'm gonna start up the DS emulator. I mean, my totally legal DS that I'm totally using a capture card for. Fucking what? There you go. I kind of want to fix this other screen, but then I don't know. Like the pink outlay looks nice, you know, and everything. So it's like I wanna keep it. I'm glad you liked it. The only thing I literally changed was it not being a podium, and instead I just changed it for being, what's it called? What's it called? The table of Phoenix Wright when they're in the courtroom. So I did get the table PNG, which I'm glad someone actually like posted of it. Oh, yeah. Wait, what? Turnabout Airlines beginning. From chapter start. No. What do you mean? Oh, there you go. Okay. I was about to say, like, what the fuck you talking about? Oh, that was the fucking thing. Well, it doesn't matter. New game it is. I did not mean to turn off my phone. Fuck me. The Return of the Great Thief Yatsugarasu. I forgot about this whole shit. Thinking back, everything began on the fateful day of... Wanted to put it as well, not gonna lie, but I thought it would have been funnier if it was a regular bench table. That was a podium where they like where the what's it called? Where the witnesses will be. Or like if anything, it kind of reminded me of the Danganronpa podium. Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air, to be precise. Thank you for flying iFly Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. Oh my god, we're gonna be on a plane? We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. Why the fuck does this plane have a huge elevator? I have no idea what's happening. Oh my gosh. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight I-390. First floor lounge. Ugh. What? Edgeworth, what the fuck happened? Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes, huh? Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Oh. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. Why did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? Ugh, my head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. Edgy does not like elevators, we know that. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. What the? What in the world happened? There's something wrong, sir. I must ask that you please return to your seat. Eek! He's dead! Fucking you don't say. Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No! You have it all wrong. It wasn't me. What a situation to be in. March 12th, 6:41 a.m. for the second floor of the first class. Okay. Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. Oh, she's cute. Tenero? Is that how you say your name? She's very cute. I like her. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero. Rhoda. Hold on, let me see if I can do something about this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. Oh, what the fuck did I just do? Let's see. Configure emulating settings. Whoop. You don't need to see that. Just set as default. If using an old hack firmware, dump firmware, boot will stop working if you run away from the old. Okay, never mind. The message will be reset if you cancel. You know what? We'll let that happen. Alright. Oh, maybe this will help it, actually. I mean, there's no 3D rendering in this. Oh my god. That made it worse, I think. I gotta go back. Did I just make it worse somehow? How did I manage that? Maybe I just fix it? I don't know. I have no idea. Hold up. Messing with these settings is gonna be fun. Always a technical issue with me, huh? What's the difference at times? I don't know. Hopefully that just resolved a little bit of it, but I don't think it did too much. Fortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder. What? Murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of a turbulence, so until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off. My guy, how are you gonna get off? You're in the air. Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. Yep. Had a feeling. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor and I assure you I am not the killer. Ha, being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here, I am not the killer. I simply found the body. Damn, being stuck in this situation. So you say, however, I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation, I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Mr. Tenero, is it? Yes. I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. She's so cute. I like her. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call the action righteous? Fucking Edgeworth splitting hairs. You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course. As you wish. Good. Very well then, let's start, let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill the man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit, with how the crime really occurred. Alright. Let's see what we got. What Miss Tenero saw. What do I have in my organizer besides, like, the wallet, the crime scene, and the Sky magazine? Hold on, let me see. Details, meals, movies, and other services inside. Touch the check button for details. All times shown correspond to our departure time zone. Okay. I might need to look into that later, probably. Body found at 6:15 a.m. inside the elevator stopped at the first floor lounge. There's a lot of shit on the floor for him. Like, fuck. Picked up off the floor in front of the elevator. It isn't mine, so whose is it? Can we not check it? And then we have the profiles of the guy and Rhoda Tenero. Alright. What Miss Tenero saw. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. A scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. The murder weapon. The fucking wallet? That's it? That's our evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Okay. The murder weapon, dripping with blood. Really now? I swear that was the greasy scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or they'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense. Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene, and I am now listening to your defense, with a smile. Apparently, you also lie with a smile on your face. So, I think this is in correspondence to this. Miss Tenero, what is with this yelling all of a sudden? Ah, force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero. What? Impossible. I like her surprised shock face. Now then, do you still think I am the killer, that I killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice, known as wine. Ah, then, that's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No! There, that should clear up the pesky accusation. Wait just a second. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling, and the tact on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even I can tell from their appearance that it's like... No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of the wallet for myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Mr. Nero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Alright. I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. How do you do this again? Oh, there you go. That's how you do this. Examine this. There you go. Seems that the passport is all that's inside in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was a murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. It's the victims! This is... Certain people are sick? Wait, what? Sorry, I'm having a conversation about hygiene with my friend. Certain people are sick. I understand. Just as I thought. Passport. Hicks. Ackby? Ackby Hicks? Okay. Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks. Which makes it the victim's property. Wallet data updated in my organizer. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. Oh, fucking it. We just started this case, and all of a sudden I'm in a fucking trial. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? Isn't the money, like, in the area? Ren, are you a fan of John Wick? I mean, I'm a fan of Keanu Reeves, but I don't know. I've only seen, I think, the first John Wick. I never actually continued watching any of the other movies. So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me. Still suspect me. I see. You stood up at. Okay, no. I was like thinking of something right now. That's why. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? The murder weapon is not the travel wallet, however, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out there to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? You think I was after his money? Where did that cockamanian idea come from? True, you are also a passenger in first class, but I thought something was off about you and those deeply etched lines on your forehead. They're not lines. They're perfectly normal and part of my natural face. I don't think I've ever met someone with such terrible continence on a flight before. And that's when it hit me. You have the face of someone with money trouble. She really is making a fool of herself pursuing this line of logic. I should spare her and present a piece of evidence that contradicts her testimony. Okay, so... Oh. Let's see. I'm not too sure, but let's see. If I were to be sent to kill John Wick, I would automatically resign my position. I would too. I wonder if I might get a word in, Mr. Nero. What is it now? Mr. Nero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about the scene would prove that the motive for the murder was the money? Well, I mean, was not money. Well, the money on the ground. If I may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor. Ah, that's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. Ah. I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet. Ah yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks' passport. Ah. If you are really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Forgive me! Please! There you go. The money was dropped. There's no evidence that there is. Technically, I can take them. I mean, yeah, but if there was no money on the ground, I would not be able to prove wrong. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Ha! Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Mr. Nero? Yes. You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark and looking into the light from the elevator. It's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought that I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. What? What is it now? Hieroglyphics! Mr. Nero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Bulgarian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who I said that he is giving the roundabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant. Yes, sir. I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I am finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You, how dare you try to waste my time? You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent? Insolvent? Is that how you say that? Insolvent. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I hope that I don't dissolve in water, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinc LeBlanc II. I am a very wealthy man in the Virginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Okay. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the roundabout. I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it. Yes, I did. I saw the victim go onto the elevator. Going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. And what's the significance of that time? At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? Ah, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15. Ah, an elevator and a plane. It's like those fancy planes. It's like a big-ass plane, too. Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say that man, Hicks, was killed in the 10-minute time span. 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was the prosecutor, yes? Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too, I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. You have a lot of grape juice. Are you okay? Do you want to talk to someone? Do you not see how much fucking drinks he has around his fucking, like, everywhere? I was still eating, still haven't finished. See? The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaint? I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say. But do you have what you say, the evidence? Bro is going through, he is going hella through it. Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw, enough to give testimony. Of course, I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. In the description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone. A laptop or organizer I can see, but... Oh, a simple cell phone, a laptop or an organizer I can see, but what? That's kind of low budget. Hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Is it Tenera? Yes. I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. What? Yes, I think that is how you say it in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there is a good chance that that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! This should not be approved. Please, Mr. Blanc, it is an emergency. All decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now, please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. You are not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable. I'm in your debt, Miss Tenera. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I am still a suspect in this case. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to touch the partner button. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Should I talk to people? Don't get near me, you criminal. It said, don't get near me, you criminal. I am not the killer, and I intend to prove that starting now. But that's contrary to the facts. He says, but that's contrary to the facts. I can understand his English just fine. Thank you very much. This was Mr. Hicks' seat. I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about. Perhaps it's in the elevator. Maybe. We should probably head down to the crime scene. What's the lifesaver doing here? I bought it at the flight shop just beyond the lounge. If something should happen, having one will save your life. I think this guy would have been better off not taking a plane to begin with. Hey, miss, how about another glass? Excuse me, but I was wondering if you know anything about the murder. How about it? How about a glass together? I'm sorry, but I must decline. I wasn't talking to you. I was asking the cute attendant. I'm sorry, but I'm on the clock right now. But if you need a refill, I'd be happy to bring you another glass at any time. You got it, Toots. That's no way to talk to a lady. Look at all these bottles lined up in the row. It's a miracle they made it through the turbulence without a scratch. Actually, we asked the drink vendor to clean up all the ones that did break earlier. Then you mean to tell me he put all these up here after the turbulence? We are simply thrilled to have someone so interested in a variety of drinks available. I don't think anyone should drink this much. There's such a thing as overhydration. Over drinking. If I may have a word with you, this steak, so awesome. That's great to hear. However, I would like to ask you a few questions. I was here whole time, so wouldn't know. Eat or speak, please pick one. I think you chose to eat. Yes, I can hear that. Alright. This is where my table was, or my area was. Ah, that's right. I was in the middle of recreating a chess game. Just an observation, but aren't there too many red knights around that lone blue pawn? Nonsense. It simply shows that the blue pawn is no match for the red knight's might. And I can't examine anything else besides already thing here. Alright, let's go to the crime scene. Oh, hi. Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there. If you need something, please ask Miss Rhoda over there, okay? What the? Hey, wake up, you! Terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see to it that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. Her design already looks interesting. In order to preserve the crime scene, I'm afraid the elevator is not in service. To get to the first floor lounge, we should take the stairs. Okay, so it's all the way to the left. Bro is evil. Who is evil? Edgeworth just wants people to do their jobs. I want to thank you for your help back there, Miss Tenera. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting your permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you to that extent. I don't want you to think your standing with me has changed. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out as his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his and her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes and first class without a staff keycard. We found no record of a keycard being used at all, which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near the crime scene since the murder was discovered, either. Alright, investigation begin. Now then, let's get started. Oh, let me do a save. Because I'm kind of concerned with that, like, the time thing. I don't think there's actually a timer, but it's like, I feel like, oh. Yeah. I don't feel like there's a timer, but I feel like, what's it called? What was it called? Oh, but it's like, I don't know, you know? You gotta make sure. This is not a plane, this is actually a building. Not gonna lie, she's kind of pretty if it wasn't for that horrendous hairstyle. I like her hairstyle, not that bad. So where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. Okay, we got a logic in there. If we are to believe that you say it is true, then yes. It's like a bolt. The back of her thing? I mean, it's fine. No, her hairstyle is good, but the way she tied her hair is crazy. I mean, it's not that terrible. It's fine. The first order of business will be... Okay. Will be to gather information to win your trust. Okay. Let's see here. Let's examine the body. What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to the passengers are the first and second floor, huh? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay, let's see here. What is this sinister looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Mr. If I Fly? It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition and is so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop. Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks' body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? Okay. Let's also this thing here. Money strewn all over the floor in the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point. Guess I can't. There's money. What about his body? This plane is crazy. My broke ass can never afford. Of course, you're talking to. We're on a first class like plane type shit, and there's like a fucking elevator inside of it, and another floor within it. Fucking Edgeworth has money. That's for sure. Already known. I wonder what was hanging off of this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it. This thing right here? I don't know if it's... I can't like look at it. But he's missing his lanyard thing. There's something sticking out of his pocket. That's the lanyard he was just talking about. Hope he won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Also, in the picture, you can see that he has the phone thing. Deduce. Can you do that again? Spot somewhere connected to any of the evidence. No. Go back. This plane is big? It is big. Mr. Hicks' machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? Ahem, his cell phone, Miss Tenera. Ah, so I guess because it's not here. Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Okay, missing cell phone. Okay, so we got that. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on the flight. So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead. Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for what, oh my god. Can't fault her for... She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should have focused on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Okay. You mean his glasses are broken? Okay. I think that's everything I can get right now. But let me see what I can do with logic. He was probably hit by the bank thingy? Yeah. That's like the only thing that I could truly connect right now. A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes? What is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting. Okay, now we have that. Where's the killer? We don't have anything like that. The victim can only go through... Victim bodies was found in the elevator, so the elevator can only go up to one floor. And the victim's glasses are broken. Were they broken during his murder? So we can't deduce when his glasses were broken. But, let me see something about this. Yeah, this is where, like... There's some blood on one of the corners. Could this piggy bank be the murder weapon? Says iFly Airlines. You know, I've seen it occur a lot recently and it's been bothering me greatly. But why does nobody know how to properly capitalize the in space nouns anymore? Edgeworth just has a moment of like, I despise how this is fucking written. I don't think there's anything else I could look into this. Yeah, because if you look at this part right here, there's really nothing else. This is a cute little mascot though. I should be a lawyer? I mean, you did state the evidence, the obvious, I meant to say. I think that's the reference of like what he meant. Just the iPhone. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of this evidence of this scene? The footprints? What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints. So you think? Yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe size of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get to the definite match. Oh, I see. Okay, we got that out the way. And I like... Scent in the air. It's the same smell as the smell of my towels after they come out of my home dryer. I would have never expected something like that by looking at you. Suppose everyone has something unpleasant about them. There's nothing else I could examine there. Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. I'm terribly embarrassed. Oh my god. Terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second. I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off. Guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. That's probably why he was unconscious, because he thought it was like an earthquake. The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters. Well, we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. There must be some clues to be found here in the lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. Ah, no, look at all the grape juice staining the back. It may not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable. It was. Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat and napped in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? This plane didn't really fly. It's actually a big building with wheels. If only. I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the Pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens. Oh, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get. Is there anything I could do with logic right now? Where's the killer? Maybe the spilled grape juice and the where the killer is, but not right now. Hold up, let me just like investigate more shit. What or who is this? This is a bronze statue of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. The one on the left is of when he was in his 40s, and the other is of him is in his 80s. The man actually aged in the span of 4 decades. Maybe I need to squint more. That's funny. What's this thing right here? Actually, one of the killers is a band member, I'm calling it. It's very obvious who the killer is. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation. The clouds, they tell me nothing. You good, Edgeworth? There are a few copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack. This month's special is an English trivia quiz. That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a practical form of participle. Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle? Case in point. These bottling glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through this area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you. I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. How about this? Door leads to the flight attendant's room, but please understand that it's off limits to authorized personnel. This room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great. However, to me, it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies beyond this door. Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. He was just thinking about shit. Grand piano's a pride of this plane. You can play the music of whatever CD we insert into the CD drive. That's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. But it's keys to press along with the music, as though they're really in someone playing it. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. I mean, that's kind of a cool thing, though. Alright, so the only thing I have right now is pretty much... What is participle anyway? Actually, I don't fucking know at all. He fucking mentioned a word, and I'm like, I have no fucking idea. Edgeworth is too smart for me that there's times where I just can't. Edgeworth is letting the voices of his head wonder. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Oh! Where did I go? Where did I go? Where did I go? Hold up, something's happening. fucking, I said deuces. We're in trouble. Do I gotta restart the app? I think I gotta restart it. What if the game starts fucking having no issue? The fuck happened? I look away for like a second, all of a sudden the camera's gone. Well, not the camera, but my fucking VC face. Thank you for being absolutely not annoying. Put myself on 20 frames per second. How about that? Start. I don't know what literally happened for that to happen. You reached out under the table and disappeared? It just didn't even let me reset it. Alright. We're back though. So these don't work. The victim's body was found inside the elevator that connects the first floor with the second floor. What clues point to where the killer could have been? Is there anything else I could search around here? That I just didn't know? Like this item right here that's what I'm trying to look for? Nah. Oh yeah, also I impulsively bought Stardew Valley on my PS5. Why? What's the partner button? Why? Okay. Are you in need of assistance? Yes, please. Captain's permissions. Mr. Nero, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge. As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around. If you could pass a message along, tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation. I will, however, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you. Of course, and I take no offense. Do you really understand what I'm saying? Yes, barely. Do you pinky swear you do? On your honor as a professional prosecutor. I pinky swear I do on my honor as a professional prosecutor. Well, I guess that settles that. I feel my honor as the man slowly diminishing. Notice anything? Did you notice anything? I was wondering whose footprints those are next to the elevator. I say the killers, wouldn't you say? Even if they aren't, I'm sure they are a vital clue to solving this case. Oh, maybe there are other clues waiting to be found in other places. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go find them together. My word of advice, nobody likes a credit thief. So stop stealing my lines. Just a twitch in her fucking thing. Well, not what I meant. Is there a contradiction in this area is the question. So what do we have right now? We're missing a cell phone. Maybe I missed something and I just didn't realize. Oh, fuck. To find a dead body. Those glasses are broken. We saw the picture. Where is he at? Like, honestly. And none of my current logic has anything to do with this. That's a problem. His hands, maybe? Nah. Just weird. You need to show me that to me. I simply cannot allow you for them. Yeah. Just see if I could get any information out of her. Back of his head. Let me go upstairs. I cannot go upstairs. How lovely. Alright. What is this thing right here on the floor? Fuck. We can't open the shutters. It has to be something related to the logic. What clues point to where the killer could have been? The victim's body was found inside. Is this actually the logic and I'm just being so stupid about it? There's no way. Dude, there wasn't anyone, I can't believe that was really the fucking logic dive I needed. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then there's a different story. Okay, we're making some progress. Okay, I've only could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Hicks. Now these two? I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact. That someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless. Which means Ms. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Okay. Grape juice footprints data, jotted down to my organizer. Okay. Okay, we got it. We just need to do logic. A little bit weird on how that worked, but yeah. What's going on over there? More hieroglyphics. Unforgivable? This is unforgivable. Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late. It is the same level of bad as the plane arrived late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to I'll talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat. Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, do you prove you are innocent yet? If you will like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. What? Nonsense. Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, suit yourself. I hope this element named Dumbass slips. What I saw. I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. It was when the needles of my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony, if you think you can destroy it, then come at... what? Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of the murder here. And I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow and fast. Okay. There you go. I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. It was when the needles of my pocket watch was okay. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal. That is the most mistaken way of thinking I've ever heard of. No. Your silly opinion is what is mistaken. Please calm down, the both of you. In a sense, you are both mistaken. Well, if that isn't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what is. He certainly has a lot of confidence in his testimony. If push comes to shove, I may need to press him for more information, which I am doing. So then I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at the time? Of course, I saw what was there. And you were sure that the victim was in the elevator alone. Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. The last outburst is a bit too important to let go. Should I prove this? Spilt during the turbulence looked like footprints and something being dragged out. Or being dragged. I don't know if I present this as evidence. I guess so, because that was the statement for that whole gimmick. Mr. LeBlanc, what is it? There is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice. Yes, and? Will you admit you also spilled it with the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. How you say that? Oh no! There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? I'm sorry, I don't speak hieroglyphics. Can you say that again? Can you please translate for us? Oh, she's fucking hot! You can't fucking lie to me! No way, that's totally impossible. I guess it is what he said. No, there was no other person in there. I saw it with my own eyes. Like, Tinero is hot. Like, she's cute. No, okay, she's not hot. She's cute, though. She's very cute and lovable. But then there's also the other fucking flight attendant that's, like, way hot. You want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. She doesn't seem to be lying. But then, what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? Okay, here we go again. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one. Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? Dare you to have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please, forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. Okay. Let's see here. This man is sweating. Just passed by my seat. Why were you upset? So, are you still upset now? I am always upset. That's the fucking mood. Just straight up going like I was upset when something happened. Are you still upset now? Fucking, I'm always upset. The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art in my hands. It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. I was always checking the time over and over again. Why? Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time in money. You understand the point? Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? How do these intervals work? Okay, no, I was like, how the fuck does this work? I was like looking at this. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? And I was like, oh, I see. Summary of the plot and the start time. Interesting. They were supposed to show License of Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came aboard. So my watch is not wrong, it matched the schedule. But the movie was still late, very, very late. Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's alright. The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times. Is this movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine? Yes. I was so looking forward to it, watching License to Love, Mr. Nero, was the movie shown on this flight? Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time. Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident? Nonsense, you doubt me? No, now stop pointing at me like that. Odd, how did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see? Checked my pocket watch at a great number of times, that much I know for sure. My watch is set to my destination's time. I always set it when I'm aboard a plane. You're sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc? Yes, of course. I am a very busy man. I am immediately busy when I land. I have many places to go and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch. I see. That was a very valuable statement you just made. Flatter me all you want, but you will not get 1 cent out of me. That's alright. All I require is this piece of testimony. I happen to follow that man with... no. My watch is set by my destination's time. I always... So is it a contradiction with the time? Because he said it weirdly? Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came aboard. Now if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this. You believe this Sky magazine? Clocks on the flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Nero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at transfer point. That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhangfa. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at the time. So right now, we are still running on Bulgarian time. What? The time difference between Bulgarian and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast than when comprehend to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1 million cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. What is this fucking reaction? My 1 million cents! This should clear up all the remaining... I like how the flight attendants are going back to sleep. So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during the span of time and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are? Yeah, oh. You have like a little teddy bear with her. I'm Cammy Mealy? Cammy Mealy? Mealy? Is that how you say her name? Or her last name? Cammy. I like her. Alrighty. I'm a flight attendant. I like her smile. What is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know? What? How can you be so sure of the time? Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Jiangfa, correct? Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. Cammy's hot, not just cute. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave or did any new ones board this flight? No. Not a single person got off or on in Jiangfa. What about the flight crew? The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off. But eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. So basically gonna assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting, I should keep that in mind. I can't believe you looked at her differently. I looked at her everywhere. Okay. And I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Acme Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Okay, so that's her testimony. Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Jiangfa. Ah! You were here the whole time from 5, yes? And you were the only one who could be the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. Then how do we explain the footprints? Is not that obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in this lounge, waited to kill him, and then he put the corpse into the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in his lounge. Everything happened in this lounge. Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Do you have another idea? I do feel that there is something out of place in the scenery you presented. There's something that can tie the crime to the location other than this lounge. Found in the victim's pocket, a souvenir picture, perhaps. That's a museum. He's in a museum. I thought that was like downstairs or the cargo. There's something that can tie the crime to the location other than the lounge. These are not included. Is it maybe this? I'm not too sure. These footprints, in which direction do you think these are headed? That would be the in-flight shop. Correct. They are headed in the direction of the shop, but they look disconnected. They end all of a sudden. You're right to point out that they do not form one continuous trail to the shop. However, there's another piece of evidence that connects the shop to our crime scene. Besides the person, what else points to the in-flight shop? Oh, the fucking the murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and it is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. Doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Ugh. There's no way to win with this man. Oh? If I may, what is it? You see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh, and why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that the piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m. Isn't that just before we hit the patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence. Yes, I was. Come to think of it, Mr. Nero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor. Yes. I had to do something at the shop and then in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway. Oh my god! Ugh. These bots, man. These bots. Always coming through. Man. Okay. Piggyman was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes. The upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about that until now? Is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? Now what? Oh, fucking Cammy, what now? What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I have already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright. Huh? That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? Tenero. Means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. Fucking Cammy is fucking calling her shit. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are. You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us? The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Fucking A, bro. Miss Tenera, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I'll be your guide from now on. There's something about Miss Tenera and that piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. Alright, off we go. Okay, what do we have here? This is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up, Guess I'll have to clean things up then, teehee. Hold on. You can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. Mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank, was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Alright. Investigation time. Let's see here. What are these? Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world you try, then buy. No way, but either way, it doesn't really matter. True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? Anyways, anyway, see that? Just look at all the Mr. iFly heads painted on their cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined taste. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? I never showed any interest in it to begin with. It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda. Miss Nero designed this. Yeah, it was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Ah, sharp. Like sneaky sharp cheddar, maybe? I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so bleh. Miss Nero designed this, did she? Definitely, it's definitely not what I would have expected. Ah! You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Mealy. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation. Okay. Here, I'll put it back. So the display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one? I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. Suitcase designed by Mr. Nero. That's one sharp design. I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. Notice anything. So what do you think about what has happened regarding this case? Well, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I can assure you that I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite. She's knocked out. Okay, she does have a cute side. She has a majorly cute side. Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around, you know? So don't forget that, okay? How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep? Well, you know what really show your thanks? You see that item for sale over there? Sorry, bro, you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. Okay. Miss Rhoda said that this piggy bank was in this shop, right? Don't you find her a tiny bit suspicious? I don't think I can say either way yet. There's not enough evidence to convince me that she was lying about anything back there. Are you sure about that? Okay, we got that little information tidbit. No. Just seeing if there's anything I could use for... Okay, there you go. Like I said earlier, I was the one answering people's calls while we were refueling at Jiang Fa, and Mr. Hicks was in his seat at the time. What time was that again? He called around 5 a.m. You were at your seat around then too, you know? I do recall people calling for service at around that time. Even if this turns out to be a waste of time, I must stand firm. I just know that there is a vital clue or two awaiting me here in the shop. Okay. I got some information out of that. Beautiful flowers and a beautiful arrangement. Feel cleansed just by looking at them. Miss Edgeworth, you're getting pollen all over. Oh, excuse me. Let's see right here. Glass from the display case door is shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there's something. What's this? A mini captain's hat. Okay. There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases. You know what I suggest? Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this shop. Okay, then how about you buy something for me then, as the present? I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything. But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. Stuffed toys just like the one Miss Mealy is holding are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed. Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? Stuffed animal abuse. Okay, let's see what we can do with logic right here. It's a Tiny's cabin hat. I swear I've seen one of these before. Fucking where? The blood on it is still fresh. Could this be the murder weapon? Suitcase. Plane chicken caused to roll. In-flight suitcase if placed can be hazardous. None of this matches up with anything. Did I miss something? Oh, maybe I could actually ask her for this. Oh, no, it has to be a logical thing. Fuck. Where did I see that hat? Or where did he see the hat is the premise. Oh! The stuffed toy. But how do I... Tiny canvas hat. I swear I've seen this one before. We need the toy though, right? So how do I... This is that. Name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream, "Buy me" to my passersby. Okay. I technically examined everything. The fuck matches up with what here? Is it this and this? There's no way. That part used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. Okay, yeah. I believe the piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? Okay. Really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything? A sense of further inspection on this display case is needed. Okay, so now I need to go actually investigate the display case even more. There you go. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay, what do we have here? Examine. Broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in. But it's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly. Ah! What is it? I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth. It hurts. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Can only deduce that the figure was here. Connected to any of the evidence I have. Eureka! There's definitely something very unusual about this. About what? If the killer had broken the glass to get at Mr. I-Fly Bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope. No, there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. Piggy Bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at the time too. That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Mr. I-Fly from here after the turbulence. Okay. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Mealy. And listen to when I'm talking. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules the piggy bank out of as the murder weapon. So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon, it's a fake? Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility. But then what if when the killer went to take Mr. I Fly, they broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could have. Oh, and who would do? Oh my God! And who would that be? Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Miss Rhoda Tenero, huh? Excuse me. Can I do any logic right here? There's still something I need to investigate in here. Hold up. The same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator. Yeah, that's the paperweight of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. The bottom shelf we have the cute one, the middle shelf is the realistic one, and on the top shelf, that's a floral version. Floral. Are you sure about that? Let me guess, you just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like I hit the bullseye. Oh, wait. iFly Airlines related books line the shelf. The history of iFly Airlines, the future of iFly Airlines, the 7 wonders of iFly, fight on iFly Airlines, working name Go You Airlines, I Heart Flying. Titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sales list anytime soon. Okay, got a little glimpse of that. Oh, interesting, this little part right here. For security, there's a lock on the display case. Miss Mealy, if I may ask you about this lock. The one's in charge of the shop is Miss Rhoda, so she's got the keys to all the display cases. I see. Oh, I bet you want to buy something. Do you want me to go get the key from her? No, that's alright. There's not a single piece of glass. Okay, yeah, we know that. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out, and fallen from the turbulence. Killer took the I Fly from the turbulence, okay, but that would also mean that the piggy bank could not be the murder weapon. Okay, this is like the whole thing right here. Okay, so I do gotta do something with the logic. I'm not sure, but it's kind of like what matches up with the turbulence, I guess. Yes, there is definitely something wrong here. What's the sudden yelling? Tell me, Miss Mealy. Don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Oh, well, sure, they totally ooze strange, like the color and the such. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. Ahem. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator, hee. Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Mealy. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find the answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Okay. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she heard what you just said. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I spotted something that's not quite right. What is the unusual about the suitcases? Oh, the thingies right here? Is it, this is what is so odd. I don't think it's that strange at all. Oh, do I have to do the other one? particular about these wheels? Huh? As in? As in? There are no stoppers in place of these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying. And so it is very likely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look and closer at it, shall we? Okay. Oh. What's this? The wheels are completely covered in something. This color and this scent. It appears the substance in question is grape juice. But why would there be a juice on the wheel of the suitcase? This was apparently designed by Miss Tenera herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps that is the best way to put it. Oh, there you go. I was like, how you can open this? It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. Piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood. Ah, it's blood. It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Okay, something out of the way. To explain this to me, what does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner, such as to move something perhaps. Eh? But aren't you just talking about the cloth then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe that the killer used the suitcase to transport is the statue. Right? Miss Mealy, wake up. Huh? Did you say something just now, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, I don't know, but I don't think that's it. Okay, so it wasn't it. My real explanation begins now. Is she really asleep? It was the wallet, wasn't it? And if it's not the wallet, then it might be... Oh, it definitely is the phone. That's like the only other option I got. Why is this having a fucking meltdown on this fucking area? Is it really not it? Oh my god. Hold up. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport wasn't the wallet, it wasn't the phone, it wasn't the figure. I mean... Oh, was it him? No shot. And if it's not him, then that's like... No fucking shot. Okay. Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like the dead body... Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Wow. Bloody cloth data jotted down in my organizer. But in light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing. Just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, she's back. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together. I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge. And I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Mealy reminded me about Miss Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. To be continued, which is now. This shit is so fucking cool. I like this. It's something fucking new. Why are we here? I made noodles. You missed some important facts. I know that once we had landed, I was supposed to let the local police take over. Thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Mealy, I was able to preserve the crime scene. Fuck. But I just can't. Oh, let me show you what it is. So we found the suitcase, right? So apparently the body was able to move. This was the thing that moved the. No, the suitcase was moved, like had the body inside and was moved around. Hence why there's like a bloody cloth inside the suitcase. That's pretty much the gist of it. And the current like big suspect for it is Tenero. But I can't just shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. So I'm left wondering just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Oh my god! Is that Franziska von Karma? Thought you were still in Germany. I go where I am needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught, her name is Franziska von Karma. The daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of relief if you are. Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. Don't you try to... Oh, I'm placing you under arrest. What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Wait, it has all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man? I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Huh. I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you at all, of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I had no intention to. Take the Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Oh, Gumshoe's here. Too slow. Ah! Listen up, I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him? Simple yes or no, detective. Ah, yes, sir. Yes, understood, sir. I love the expressions they do with the fucking... with the characters. You just leave it to me. Miles Edgeworth? If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay. Thank you, detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me, I'll get you through this. I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. Initial investigation. So how is the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir. That sounds like Francisca. She was always good at quick responses to a case. I say she was a little too quick, sir. Oh, how so? I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come to in advance to await your flight's arrival. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. Okay, Francisco Von Karma. Ms. Von Karma just kind of popped up to the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident. No details? It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it even with me, sir. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine. Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate. Yes, it is time to resume my investigation, starting with talking to the people involved in this case, afresh. Lunchland. Not bad, I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch stops. Oh, I've always wanted to give their steak lunch a try. Which should I go with? I recommend our airport special, World Flag lunch boxes, only available for a limited time. They have a variety of lunch boxes made up to look like different country flags. You really want one that badly, detective? Why don't you go ahead and buy one? Is that okay, sir? Thanks. All right, I'm gonna go get one. Here I go. Excuse me, miss. I'll take a Spangled Banner lunchbox, sir, please. I hope he's aware that that's the most expensive one on the menu. This child seems to happily enjoy the sight of many planes. I'm all excited to see this many planes too. Just look at the size of these things. Do you like planes too, mister? The balance between the main wings and the tail wings is really something, huh? It seems that this child derives his pleasure from a different aspect. Oh, but I've also got a thing for the shape of the wings too. Here, mister, you can stand next to me. So about that plane's wing. Thank you, detective, for taking me out of this conversation. Looking from behind, I think I've seen this man somewhere before. In Soviet Russia, world flags lunchboxes eat jewel. Oh, I know who that is. It's the director guy from like the second case of the second game? No. The one that Will Powers was accused of murder. It's that director guy. Mr. Edgeworth, look, we've got to get him some water. Found it, lol. Oh, I feel a wave of creative powers coming on. It's over 9,000. For my next elite movie, it's gonna be the Steel Samurai, War of Neo Old Tokyo. Versus the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's gonna rocksters so many boxers. I cannot believe this, man. Dude, good thing it was a false alarm, right, Mr. Edgeworth? So, the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. Completely ignoring me, as usual. Alright, well, let's get to the investigation. Okay. So you must be the captain. Why, yes I am, and who might you be? I am the prodigy prosecutor Francisco Von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Don't you dare, Captain, getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do. What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person. Should you want to ask the captain some questions, sir? He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I'd like to leave that type of witness to Francisca and her web. Ah! You got whipped. Here we are. Now see here. Ah! Sorry. I'm sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be a criminal, I told you. Mr. LeBlanc. Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend. Did you finish taking a statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. LeBlanc's cargo. You make a single scratch on my art, you will pay. Art? What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts. Folk costumes. Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Do I reveal that to him? Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me? Hmm? Oh, it's a Borginian cloth. Borginian. As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose. Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous, orders come from over the seas for more. Okay. And this is the cargo you were talking about earlier. No. My cargo this time is much many gigantic. Yeah, you detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of you police, it is no good. It is no good that the attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room, too. The attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Mr. Nero. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc? She was taken into the attendant's room for her interview. And then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Mr. Nero's interview the only one that's taken up so much time? Miles answered, you were giving free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yes, I was able to obtain a cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Mr. Nero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room. Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances. Understand? You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Of course. Fucking course. Francisca's logic. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. The likeliest suspect, Francisca. Do you have a problem with that? No, but it's not like you use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute. I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. I want to continue my investigation, and I'll have to break her line of logic first. Or fast. Maybe I have to press? Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge that the body was discovered. Yeah. Wait, no. Fuck. Oh my god. So tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene? I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you. And nothing more. Are you saying there is more I need to know? Ah! Why do you whip me, sir? Sorry, Scruffy, my hand must have slipped. It would appear that Francisca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found. The only person in the lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. While it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, That fact alone does not make me the criminal. We'll see about that as the conclusion of this investigation. However, there is one thing that even you must admit at this time. This unmistakably makes you the likely suspect. Likely suspect, what a roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't yet know about the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps of her logic one whole time. So, I guess would be the briefcase now? It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all. And what does that mean? I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The killer used the suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not the lounge at all. Now, who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions? Excuse me? All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose the suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth. Expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily. You should know better than that if Von Karma is perfect in every way. But did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point? As if there is proof of that. Where is the proof that the suitcase was moved around? The wheel? All it takes is one look at this and you'll have your answer. Indeed, I have my answer now. You are an ignorant whippersnapper. Okay. Or rather that you are the unforgiving whippersnapper. Okay, so... where did it come from? The answer should become clear if I just think about it, the path the killer took. Where's the proof that the suitcase was moved around? The spilled grape juice in the front of the elevator. Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. What is the evidence that proves that the killer dragged the... oh, okay, so it's this. Hopefully that indicates it. This mark here, wouldn't you say it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels? I suppose. Further, there's also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. Could have also shown that earlier. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here. I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else. I'm glad you come to your senses. Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot. Okay, round 2. Principles of Logic, part 2. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit the turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed in the suitcase, the plane hit the patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought on the fly. Just what are you insinuating? That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop. Okay, so I have to reread that regardless, because I was like, what? You prepared yourself and acquired a piggy bank before oh. That's like the first statement! The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. It's to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence and logic, essentially tools of those who would stand in the courtroom must learn to master. But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? a fake. This Mr. I Fly piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. What? The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred. But then, what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that? I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. And the killer proceeded to pick up the bank up from off the floor. And took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Acme Hicks. Also, Edgeworth doesn't have like a true fucking motive for this. You there. Yes, ma'am. Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found? You didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. The remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood. I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end. It is possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir. Eek. If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth. Exactly what are you thinking? If the cloth was hidden inside the suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murder's personage, or is still at the real crime scene. There's one more possibility, and that would be that the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon. But didn't we just... Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence, by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see, so that means that the killer had the key to the display case. Francisco, the person you're talking about... Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain, and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her. Yes. Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other? I have no intention of interrogating her. But you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish. Mr. Tierney is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. Alright. Off we go. Yo, girl, what's good? So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? Mr. Nero? Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too. Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did? Alright. Captain's permission. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that? Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Millie. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? You were able to prove your innocence. Oh, thank goodness. Mr. Nero, is it? There's one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well, Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve. In-flight shop. All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work then? Yes. I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Mr. Nero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. What thing? You could please take a look at this for me, Mr. Nero. Oh, that suitcase. Yes, about the suitcase. You were the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? There's nothing you won't find out eventually. There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Won't you please tell me more about the suitcase? Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there. The last one? Ah, some light has been shed. So you're saying, Miss Nero, that the suitcase in question was the last one? Yes, they're just so popular they're practically flying off the shelves. It's not exactly the impression I got. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one. I didn't say anything about buying it. Then say you'll buy it. I'm sorry, I can't. But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. Brush my teeth. Is she not suspicious anymore? She shed some light, and her suspicions are kind of like lower now for me at least. It's because she went back into it just to see how the suitcases were selling, because she's the one who designed the suitcase. And she said that she's so glad that she only saw that there was only one left of it, or that that was like the last one that she saw. But here's the contradiction. There's two. So either she's lying, or she literally saw one and someone brought it after she left. I guarantee it professionally as a service professional. Well, that is, how should I put it? How should I put this? It's hideous. What? Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining. There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it. 2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like her story was generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Mr. Nero, what is one of those suitcases doing here? I thought you said there was only 1 left. That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now. Is it still in there? You used it for a long time. I think not. Mr. Nero, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me. Excuse me? I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. The ticket's still on it. What proves it that it hasn't been used for nearly as long as Mr. Nero says? The ticket? Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about the suitcase? Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Mr. Nero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, the suitcase was originally in the in-flight shop. Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was her herself? It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Nero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right? And then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was, I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something. Felt that on a high level. But the suitcases didn't sell. It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's all, as you put it, hideous. I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them, either. They weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. Felt so bad seeing them there day in, day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked. You buy one every single time you work a flight? I see, so in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase. The receipt is clearly time-stamped, 5:40 a.m. There's a gap in time between that. The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Mr. Nero, where are these other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo hold. And the suitcase the killer used could very well have come from the cargo hold. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to... Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. Ah, how could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be. Mr. Nero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? The only other way is just through that door there. And what about security? The door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to. Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, limiting the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects. I can't believe it. Miss Francisco? Oh, yes, Francisco? Go on these wild goose chases. You're a disgrace to the Von Karma name. And what do you mean by that? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story. Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be the crew member who used the keycard. Miles Edgeworth. You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? Yes, that's the only realistic possibility. That other attendant, Miss Smealy. I asked her earlier, and she has this to say. This has got information out of Miss Smealy. In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required. A different one. Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Tenero, and only you. Ah. What? Is this true, Miss Tenero? Yes, I keep that key card in my locker at all times. Can you please show us that card right now? Yes, hold on. Ah, I don't believe it. What's wrong? The key card. It's gone. Haha, very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when, in fact, you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You could tell us all about that oh my god. You could tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Edgeworth. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case, however... Hold it. Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do about Edgeworth? I intend to do likewise. Oh wow, that was another to be continued. I'm having so much fun with this game because it's been so long since I've like, you know, or it's just I never played these games the rest after the trilogy, so it's like this is all new to me. Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big. It is very big. This plate is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and an ultra luxurious first class seating. So is this the real scene of the murder? There's certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct? Hey, let's get investigating, sir. Alright, investigation underway. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one it says pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. There you go, sorry, I had to sneeze. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir, I haven't noticed a thing. I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious. Hey, what's that suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in. It's what the victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. Something out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file. And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. Looks like a profile on Francisca. Honestly, what would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? My bad. My bad. I did not mean to talk to you, Gumshoe. My bad. I thought the suitcase was oxygen tanks? This right here? You thought this was oxygen tanks? Oh, you mean these? Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth, it's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones that the company is planning to dispose of after the flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh? Why not? Excuse me. Why not purchase one? Why not purchase one then? I'm sure it'll bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? I think I'll pass. And Miss Scenario wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. $1,200, $1,200, motherfucker! What type of suitcase is this? This shit better fucking block bullets. That it better be this expensive. It definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance on the stepping stone? The bunch of glass fragments. Oh, glass fragments! We now know where we can connect that to. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By the look of it in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pours on those puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. So, Gumshoe used to be a mover. Cool. Alright, let's get some logic in these bitches. Alright. This can only connect to this. No! This! Thank you. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I'm thinking. What I was thinking. We're sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of the glass lenses. Ergo, the victim was here just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, it is? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Okay, so we got that out the way, but we still have the profile on Francisca that we don't have anything of. Edgeworth, stating the obvious. Everyone, surprise Pikachu face. Like, you're at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at the airport for something besides the murder. Yes, I was. Why at this airport? I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime, but it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Okay. Interpol is involved. Top secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. Is there anything I could show Francisca? Urgent dealing, no, can't show her. Okay, so the phone is still yet to be found. UK receipt, the suitcase. No, I think that's all about what we got. Okay. So this could be the connection to these two. Now, why would Mr. Higgs have documents profiling Francisca? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir. Francisca said that she had come to this airport as a part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Higgs had heard she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Higgs was in actuality Interpol agent Higgs. I think Francisca has some explaining to do. Okay, so now we got that situation out of the way. Shoot behind Hicks. Came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense. What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Okay. He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have pretty definite evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Ow. Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason, of that I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisco, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No, unfortunately I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see. But this raises another question. No passenger can access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew, and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that, and then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and then entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up. Oh, is the fucking murderer Cammy? Oh my god, if it is, that's wild. Plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling the contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. Okay. Ah, good. Full health back. I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth, but the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tennera. Here we go. If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you say? Or wouldn't you? Literally, anyone could have taken it from her locker. What the fuck are you on about, Francisca? You speak of logic, but at the same time, you don't have logic. What the fuck? I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Definitive edition. Or evidence. That's an addition. As a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. Yep. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. Yeah. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. Why would such an important things like the key card be entrusted to only one person? I'm so invested. According to Cammy Mealy, Rhoda Tenero is in charge of most of the important stuff. Then what exactly is Miss Mealy in charge of? Chatting it up with that foolish captain, apparently. She was being so foolishly foolish that I didn't want to ask what her other duties were. Foolishly foolish. Ah. I understand how you feel, but whipping me just now was uncalled for. In the end, the only one who could have let Agent Hicks into the hold was Rhoda Tenero. I say that's a pretty decisive piece of evidence information, wouldn't you? Where I was drooling without myself realizing. JK. Not a single flaw in Francisca's reasoning. However, there must be something I can work with that I can draw out of her. I'm in the cargo hold. That might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Mealy or even the captain. Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider. Crop in hand, much like Scruffy over there. Yee! Can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Very well. Then what about the other flight attendant, Miss Mealy? I thought you might ask about her. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to come up down here. But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero. It's highly likely. Is that possibility the best you could come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Ah. Yes, well, while I don't have any evidence, Be quiet, you're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know? It's not just a keycard that gives her away. Are you talking about the murder weapon, that Mr. I Fly piggy bank? Yeah, she also is the only person with the key to open that display case. Further, there is a matter of the key card of a display case to held. Further, there is a matter of the key to display the case that held the murderous bank. But that is a fake. Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it is a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speeches, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as a murder weapon. What should I examine further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? Crime scene, the body? Oh man, I don't know. Save game and suspend playing? Oh, I just want to save the game, but I don't want you to fucking suspend the play. It's fine. I got like 3 tries. Alright. The piggy bank is obviously the thing we're trying to get out of the reason to why it's not a fucking thing. Actually, hold up. Let me examine this a bit more. This was taken out of its display case and in the flight shop after the turbulence. And the only thing that could identify this as like evidential is the fucking... Oh. Has on its head was found inside of the space station. Wait. If that fact has any bearing on this case. Maybe that has something to do with it. And the only thing that's kind of like off-putting is this fucking red piece right here. There's some blood on one of the corners. Could this piggy bank be the murder weapon? That's like the only thing I could understand about this whole situation with the fucking piggy bank. But other than that, it's like, I don't know. Crime scene. She just said that they examined everything of the crime scene. The body. I don't think we have anything exactly for the body though. Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes. We don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon? Scruffy. Yes, sir. Contact medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of the Agent Hicks autopsy. Yeek. Yes, sir. Oh, there he goes. You've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. They can't figure it out. What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know that one thing for sure. Report, now. Doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back. He was beaten over such a wide area. Well, I say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Okay. Scruffy. Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon and detected? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless. Yeah. I mean, it's not really his fault. Sir, I told you already you can't go down there. No, you remove yourself from my way. What is all that racket? Fucking LeBlanc. My luggage, my cargo, they're mine and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think he gave... Hey, what are you doing? You have left me no choice but to use strong force. Ah! You won't get past me. Oh. This is... Wait, that's it. So that's what... That's what this whole thing has been about. There is a matter of the key to display case that held the murderous bank. What is this dramatic ass shit? Although we know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Doc said that there's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. Logic dive! Watching while eating a snack is literally I literally stole it. It's actually good. Big ass big lays. Alright, let's see what we got. Cause of death. Is there some way for me to prove that it isn't the real murder weapon? Nobody could find anything that could be considered. Aiden Hicks was in the trial. Okay. Nobody could find anything that would could be considered the real murder weapon. Not exactly a shining example of a perfect line of logic. Okay. Nobody could find anything that could be considered the real murder weapon. The real weapon in the hold. Okay, that's one, right? Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there's extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have such a cause that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. Agent Hicks was on the trail of international... Nobody could find anything that could be considered... Okay. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Francisca? What? What do you want? I found it. I found it, Francisca. I found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped? He didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs. Fucking Gumshoe is the concern about this man who fell off from the side and landed like on his back or something on top of this fucking thing. And then these two are just like, alright, so this is what fucking happened. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. It's coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't listening at all, are you? Come on, then, show me this real murder weapon you speak of. Don't have evidence to show. Show evidence? This is the real murder weapon. Oh, is it in the picture? I've concluded that this is the real weapon, I suppose. What is that supposed to mean, you fool? That was practice just now for when I would show you the real murder weapon. Why don't we add practice whippings to your routine as well? You need to think about the circumstances of the victim's death in a different way. There's a wide bruise running from the victim's shoulder down to his mid-back. Maybe I should be focusing on what could cause such a large bruise in one strike. Come on, then show me the real murder weapon. Huh? I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolish fool meant to fool me. She still has that shtick going on, huh? Okay. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death. Suffocation, no breathing. Sorry. Free fall, strangulation. Free fall. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death? Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has an extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside the plane. I know. Are you claiming that there is some place in the plane from which he could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of the very cargo hold. What? Then, we're in trouble. We may have second death on our hands, sirs. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal! Quiet, why are you screaming? He's alive! And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? He would have been Burgundian pancake for sure. I suppose that man over there would have still been breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. I felt that on a spiritual level. It may be there now, but there is no proof that it was always there. Ha, as if there would have... Oh my god. Ha, as if there could have been a window of time when the giant box was not there. Ah, but there was. What? What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always where it was now? The... refueling? Respectfully. You're fueled in the Republic of Zhangfa. Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zhangfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Ah, it's labeled Zhangfa Express. Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zhangfa. There you go. What? If you have no enemies, are you really doing life right? Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time? I would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe Zhangfa leg of the flight. A clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine the piece of cargo in more detail. Alright. My brother is a lie. You are the enemy. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A lift red statue. Never heard of it. Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Let's get investigating, sir. Look here, do not go about touching my possessions without my permissions. Okay, don't rush up on me like that, pal. This belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? Just see what else I can find out from him. Look here, do not go about touching my possessions without permission. Oh, I thought I talked to him. LeBlanc's cargo. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc. Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This Alif red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more. Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, detective. Darn. How did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each each revolution of the planet around the sun. I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or in dollars? Does it really make a difference in our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there's a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It's a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Okay. Is it possible to show him the picture? And then... No, okay, not yet. I can only assume that the picture that Mr. Hicks is in is this is the statue that is currently, you know, what LeBlanc has right there. Okay. I guess I go to a logic aspect now. Smuggling. I mean, it could, right? Mr. LeBlanc claims to have bought a piece of art from Europe, but is this the final piece that we needed for this for our logic? Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, and it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Zhangfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. Fake statue. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things. These thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mrs. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say? It says as plain as day, the cargo was put onto the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. The statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certification. What the fuck? No, that's... Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I am right. This. I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Aleph Red. It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it. The statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at the museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. Haha, we discovered something. I discovered something instantly. I believe a closer look is warranted here. So this is the infamous Aleph Red statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. This is the Aleph Red statue. I swear I've seen this somewhere before. Look at how it sparkles, sir. Wouldn't call it sparkling, detective. Maybe more along the lines of dully shiny. What's this? The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth cover. It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense. What did you say now? Further, my clothing's hem is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen. Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinate. Why should I forgive it if the dress passes? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it. Okay, so we got that information out the way. That could be, you know, the revealing factor of this. Also... Oh, we removed it. That's why I was like, what about that? Yeah, we got this out the way. Something else, right? Oh, wait. So this is the... Wait, no. Are these eyes made of some sort of gem? That's a real nice shade of orange. For a sec, I couldn't even tell they were jewels. Oh, but they kind of remind me of the eyes of a stray cat that lives near my house. Are the eyes supposed to be this color? Is it possible this statue is a fake? There's just that. Okay, yeah. So we could do the deduce right now. Is this spot somehow connected to the thing? Yeah. Eureka! I'm not entirely confident that there is a contradiction here. What do you think, detective? Well, I think it's really suspicious looking, sir. My well-trained gut tells me so. I see. Well then, I must... It's a deduction for sure, but maybe I got the wrong area for it? Piece of art being shipped by Mr. LeBlanc, who claims it is worth it. But it's supposed to be... Fuck. Nothing but the ordinary, I guess. The statue's eyes look like they're made of jewel-like stone. These gems are sure pretty, the fire aren't color, sir. Well, according to Mr. LeBlanc, this whole thing is worth a pretty penny. Oh, I just got a really great idea. Could probably find some rocks down by the river and I could polish it up and look like the real jewels. I think I'll try that out and give one to Maggie as a present next time. I wonder if he's serious, and I wonder if I should try to stop him if he is. Okay, so we only examined the eyes so far. Anything else to examine off of this? Nothing, right? Yeah, everything else is fine. That was wearing the board unloaded on board. One of the victims pocket a souvenir picture, perhaps. I'm gonna present it, but if it's still not it, then I have to go for the statue. These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in the field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. I don't care about sunsets, focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah, sir, they're red. As I thought. This statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc, what do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The olive red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? Am I back up? Had a little hiccup there. Am I offline or online? Which is it? Hold on, I gotta restart my fucking app now. Am I live? Am I not live? What the fuck's happening? There you go. Alright. The lecture before us is a fake. Did the stream just wild out? It had a moment of death, yes. It's been a long time since that happened, but yes, it had a spike in fucking death. I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this is just, this was brought on board in Jiangfa. I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Oh. There's clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Ah, that's not possible. But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Jiangfa, there is no way that any part of this should wind up under something from Europe. which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Jiangfa. But then what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why, to secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that in mid-flight. We could just as easily inspected all the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Francisco. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. There you go. I guess the victim knew that the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was the fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo, a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Jiangfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Jiangfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer, move the statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath, now. Ms. McCarma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the Elif Red statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol, and there was a reaction. I see. There was a reaction to the luminol, and ow, an indication that there was blood in that spot. We found it. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up the blood? Could it be the rag? Fuck it, I'm gonna eat on the bed. The crumbs are gonna be annoying. Just don't drop crumbs, forehead. The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see, they had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Jiangfa. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Jiangfa. There's no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Jiangfa, then this becomes highly suspect. Mealy's fucking testimony, right? Agent Hicks was there in his seat when he took off again at 5 a.m. It was her testimony, right? Recall Ms. Mealy's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Jiangfa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know? It is Mealy. Wow. She claimed Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Mealy herself. Yet terrifying way possible. We're almost done with this case, so I might as well just finish it off. And then we'll continue the next episode. The next chapter episode for the next stream. I got 6 viewers? Impossible. Me being watched? Can't believe it. Alright. Miss Mealy. Miss Mealy! Huh? Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Jangfa. Well, I mean, you're one of the 6. Yeah, I'm talking about having 6 in total. What are you talking about? Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at the time. However, that is simply not possible, because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zhangfa. Oh? Miss Cammy Mealy. Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did. No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Mealy. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. Ugh. It's going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well, Miss Mealy, if you please tell me about your alibi during the time span, from just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? There you go. Yo, those fucking cold dead eyes. Oh, yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Oh, yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. With Riz? How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Mealy, wake up! Ah. She fell asleep again. Looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. A little bubble. Why is it lagging here? If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class and the lounge, between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m. Yeah, but that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhoda. Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time? Eating and then having a most delicious dream. You mean you were neglecting your duties? No way, sleeping's part of our job too, you know. So again, I was you're getting frame skips all of a sudden. So you were alone the entire time, were you? Yeah, no one else had even popped their head in and say hi. Oh, well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Raise an objection. Miss Mealy, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony. Huh? What are you talking about? Not possible that you were alone in the attendance room in the whole time from 5 to 6. Where is it? I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Mealy. Huh? A receipt? For what? It's for the suitcase Miss Torino bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m., Miss Torino. Yes. Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now. I requested that she'd be present as a witness so that we may strengthen out your complex lie. Now then, Mr. Tenero, I said Torino, Tenero, between the hours of 5 to 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in flight shop, correct? Yes, and I went to the shop to buy a suitcase, after which I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Mealy there at that time? No. So, Miss Mealy, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Miss Cammy Mealy? Huh? Oh, the bathroom. I'll be the one to ask the question here. Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just Mr. Nature called, you know? You take me for a fool. That's a little too convenient to be true. But it's the truth. Cross my heart. I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage. You don't believe me? You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? Second phase. Reason for suspicion. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you think that then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. She's the one in charge of the elevator key card and the shop, you know? If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. Please leave Miss Tenero out of this conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now. I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda. Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I? Never mind, but you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kind of... I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design. Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Alright. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew, but you think that maybe we should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know? And what are you in charge of, Miss Mealy? I take care of the attendants' rooms. That doesn't count. Ah, but I spent so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Burgundian. I still can't figure out how to say this name, Burgundian. She is the only one of the flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what I'm in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yes, I'm really good at Burgundian. She's fluent in Burgundian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Burgundian. Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Burgundian. Very interesting. You ask me, that makes her super suspicious. Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes. Huh? But why? While Miss Serena is busy with passengers and all of her other duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crimes. Ms. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you cease and desist in this line of conjectural questioning. I won't allow you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer. But I do not honestly believe Miss Mealy does any actual work aboard the plane, or the flight. Oh, that's not true, Mr. Edgeworth. Although, well, all I'm in charge of are our attendance rooms and the Burgundian stuff. So, if I present to her this document... So, you were the only one that's on the... So, you were the only one in this flight crew that speaks Burgundian. Is that correct? Oh, yeah, I guess so. I said you're abroad in Burgundian for a while. If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared to or processed this document is in Burgundian is you, Miss Mealy. I am disrespectfully sorry. Without your participation, the smuggling of all of the Alif Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. Oh shit. Oh shit. She's now serious. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It's exactly as you say. Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling? No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling shtick. There's no direct correlation after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper. Really? All you did was sign it. I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So sorry about that. Seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight. Suppose that this is just a supposition, even if it was involved in the smuggling. You can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that. If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding the smuggling ring, and just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on the plane for work purposes. So perhaps there's some element of a setup at play in here. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Mr. Tenero, who is under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime onto her. And the evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Mr. Tenero from the very beginning. Fucking what? Don't tell me it's this fucking suitcase. If it's the fucking suitcase, I'm gonna flip. Killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and they chose the suitcase. It was a fucking suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through that trouble to do so? The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for the murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail, but should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. Excuse me. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought this piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for the fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree? Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That is because of a special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstance dictated the need for the killer to frame someone? What special circumstances dictated the need for the killer to frame someone? Who the murder victim was, when the murder took place? Special circumstance is simply that the murder took place out on the airplane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no chance but to frame either Miss Tenero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Miss Tenero or myself, but you, Miss Camille. Only you and you alone could be the killer. And? Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. Fucking this circumstantial evidence bullshit again. I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definite evidence. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture. The missing phone. I don't have any actual evidence. I thought not. But that's because it went missing, and still is. You kill somebody in Japan and the plane arrives somewhere like the US, they discover it in the US, but which law is applied? I think it's applied to the Japan's laws. Yeah, I think because the flight was from Japan to the US, it follows by the laws of Japan, but also the factoring that the U.S. can't take them into custody, and hold them until the an international flight comes to pick them up, and then bring them back to the Japan. Missing, what do you mean by that? In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece of I kept getting stuck on, and that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks' cell phone, or at least that's what you told me. That's right. But Agent Hicks' cell phone could not be found at the crime scene. You mean the killer took the phone with them? Precisely. I suspect that if we were to find the phone, it would lead us to the killer. Nah, come on, get serious. If the victim fell into to his death from the height, wouldn't his phone break as well? We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. In Hicks' phone. It's ringing from somewhere, sir. I hear it, detective. Now, where is it coming from? We determined that the real crime scene is here. All that's left is to catch the killer. Where the fuck's the phone? I don't know if it's getting louder or not. That's the fucking problem. Sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. Thank you. You better hurry to the flight attendant's room, sir. Thank you for the fucking piece of hit. The ring is coming from somewhere in here, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. Doesn't seem like to be over here. Let's look somewhere else, sir. The ring is coming from in here, sir. What? No, it can't be. This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Whose locker is this, sir? It's Miss Teneros. What? So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone? I found it in the flight attendant's room. In Mr. Nero's locker. What? But... Well, Tenero, I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Tenero right away. You insane? Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the key card. When the killer went to steal the key card, they conveniently stashed a cell phone in Mr. Nero's locker at the same time. This is related to the key card, alright? In that case, in the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one barrier we cannot ignore. What should I do? Francisca's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on or in it. What now, Miles Edgeworth? It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. Another hiccup in the fucking stream again, of course. It's fuck me, huh? Alright, anyways. Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of a smuggling? Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own. and mine can take pictures just fine. Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case? If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. But the phone's all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. I'll find a way, don't you worry about that. May I go back to sleep now? The LCD screen on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough for it to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What? What do you mean by that, Francisca? It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone. Francisca, your phone, if you please. Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now. This is... Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Hey, the leaf reads nowhere in this picture. But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right? She's right. There's not much we can find out from this from this about Agent Hicks' killer, sir. Is this really... Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that can use? I can't fucking tell. Oh my god. No, I'm good. I could examine here, I could examine there. The fact that all the suitcases are here in this photo is odd. Agent Hicks was still alive at this time. So what exactly is so odd about suitcases that haven't been used yet being there? Yes, well, I was only pointing out things that are different between now and then. Your off-topic ramblings have put this attendant to sleep yet again, Miles Edgeworth. I give Sleepyhead here a rude awakening, a deafening objection to and a contradiction. What's all this? Oh, they're a cargo ship from Burguinia to Zhangfa. So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off at Zhangfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Bulgarian. It says, it is clothed in English. Cloth? Could it be? Is this where the killer... What? Well, what for is that scary face? Miss Mealy? Yes. It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is. Huh? Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. Green cargo and this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. The cloth, right? And what is this supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilt. But there was one thing that bothered me the whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally found my answer in this very photo. Cause she could read it. The cargo that was unloaded in Zhangfa had cloth written on it. In Bulgarian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed the piece from the cleanup with blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Bulgarian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Cami Mealy. Huh? That's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Bulgarian. Sorry, but I cannot agree with you your assessment of this killer's indiscriminate nature. What? There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian, well then, logically, the killer would have opened this box first. The bedsheets. Hey, it says bedsheets in English right in the box, sir. Precisely, and bedsheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say? So what are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, this box of bedsheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Bulgarian cloth. Do you have any explanation for that? The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Bulgarian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color. Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zhangfa. That's right. That is why the Borginian cloth was used. And the only Borginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Camille. You and you alone. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zhangfa authorities in time. We even find out other evidence to incriminate our killer with those boxes. So what do you say, Miss Millie? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Zhangfa? Ugh. She's getting slapped by her own bubbles. Oh my god, what a case. He was in Interpol, I couldn't stop it. I bought him here, he started taking pictures, I couldn't be found out. I ate a chip vertically? That hurts. I was scared, I was in trouble. She just pushed him by mere chance. She panicked in the moment to do it. March 12th, 5:26 p.m. First floor lounge. We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind the whole mess means serious business. Looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Mr. Edgeworth? I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation. But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that... Well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation. That's... I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. No? I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer. Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at iFly Airlines are always ready to serve Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you, and I'll keep that in mind. Now I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where you go. The Riz game, Edge, Riz game, hi. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir, but boy, was it fun. Speak for yourself, my day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francisca? Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure. Yeah, Miss Von Karm was always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier? You got it, sir. Miles Risworth. Francisca. I thought I told you when we first landed. I have no time for idle chit-chat, or chatter. I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met. I also have no time for such familiar reminiscence. Just who do you think I am? You are Francisca von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing parrot living her life on the name and fame her invincible father built. True, your father Manfred von Karma didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. What are you talking about? The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture. Sounds like it's a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. Yes, I suppose you can. Plus, there's another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent. He's a star among Interpol agents, and he has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows, you may even run into him one day. I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths. I suppose. Is this game like before Phoenix or after? It's after... I think it's supposed to be after the first game. If it's timeline-wise, I think. But if not, then it's after the trilogy. But I doubt he would say the same. I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miss Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in the country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back in full. No, this is definitely after the trilogy because Von Karma, Francisca is in this, so and it makes sense. And she knows Phoenix at this point. So this might be truly after the trilogy then. And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness. I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for her whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation. I was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. Ho ho. I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. Just how much did you cut his salary by, Francisca? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Yeah, that answers it. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. I have to work with you again. He always says that. Literally, there was a break in between, like, two, where Edgeworth wasn't there, and then he came back at the end, and he was working with Gumshoe again. What do you fucking mean? Yeah, that answers it. The leaders of the ring had already put the trump card into play. Never mind. And then the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking. Ah, finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are? Ah, have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? Mr. Amano. Ernest Amano, correct? Ah, so you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son. He's been kidnapped. Okay. I guess that's the next case, right? Oh, that is the next case. That was mentioned before. Alright. A brand new episode has been added. The Kidnapped Turnabout. Yes, I remember that. I think there's only 4 episodes in this game. I'm not too positive if there's an extra one. I will have to check when I get the chance. Okay, and we're good. Wait, hold up. I just want to see something real quick. Yeah, there's Edgeworth. That's one of the new guys. There's Von Karma. Okay. Alright. And that settles our stream of Phoenix Wright Ace, or not Phoenix, Ace Attorney, Miles Edgeworth, or, no, it's Ace Attorney Investigation, Miles Edgeworth. That's how you say it. I was like, how you say it? Okay. But, yeah, like, I can literally not wait to play the rest of these games. like so hard right now. Like to even prove a factor that I cannot wait is that I even bought the Great Ace Attorney the two games that the Chronicles. There you go. So that's the two games. So I have it prepared. I have it prepared until when we get to it. But other than that, what was I gonna say? Right, next week's schedule. So I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna be able to stream on Thursday. So we'll be doing Final Fantasy. Friday, Saturday, I will not be streaming because me and the boys are gonna be hanging out. I would love to stream with the boys, but the problem is we don't have like a setup for like streaming together. I guess is the premise. I haven't finished Chronicles. I haven't even started it. Your case being, but yeah. Oh, ending at 12. Wow, we ended at like 12. Cool. But yeah, I think it's time to call it a stream. Just remember, next week Thursday is most likely the only stream that I'm gonna have. Not streaming the boys and not streaming the scheduled game. Thursday is only Final Fantasy, and on Friday, Saturday, I'm not gonna be home. Like, I'm not here in my room. So I would be over at their place. We don't have a stream setup, my guy. What are you talking about not streaming the boys? What do you mean not streaming the game? Yeah. I will reiterate it anyways on a Thursday when it happens. Unless something happens on Thursday where it's like they say we're hanging out on Thursday, then obviously that's where everything's going to change, and I will say on my Discord about it. But other than that, yeah. Well, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for whoever watched today. I appreciate it very much, and I will see y'all next week. Bye, Jeanne.